Ahwahnee might just be the best ship in the 14th anniversary bundle, if you like to play with other people. If you mostly level alts or do patrols or other single player content, then maybe not so much, but we'll get into it. The Ahwahnee is an excellent platform for a support build, but that's probably not why you should buy it. The kinds of support builds that you might use it on are really only good for highly coordinated, pre-made elite content where the whole group is doing everything they can to boost the DPS of just one player. Nick has a good video going over how you might build out such a support ship, but if you're going to follow his advice, you would be almost useless in any content where you're by yourself or in just a random grab bag of other players, such as a public queue, which is how I'm guessing 99% of you watching this video play the game. In other words, if you're the kind of player who sees potential in this ship as a nanny craft, then you probably already knew that and you don't need a video like this to tell you. Unfortunately, if you try to use it for anything else, it's going to be mediocre at best, with only one tactical console slot. Doing anything other than energy weapons isn't going to work out great due to the lack of exploiters or locators. It can accommodate 7 isomags, which is nice, but it only has 6 weapon slots, so that's not going to be the best either. So if all that's true, then why on earth would I ask in the thumbnail if it's the best of the bunch in the 14th anniversary bundle? Well, it has everything to do with the accessories, of course. The pets, console, and trait are all top tier for any kind of group content, whether you're doing full support, a support tank, or just DPS. The pets, Type 7 shuttles, are debuffing monsters. Not only do the elite versions have attack pattern beta 3 and fire at will, which already makes them excellent debuffers, but they have an ability called Close In Sensor Pass, which applies even more damage resistance debuff. You get 6 of these per wing, and all instances of their debuffing abilities stack with each other. They don't have any of the nifty toolkit of the support frigates, and they won't put on quite the same light show as something like the Scorpions with their high-yield plasma torpedoes, but they're definitely the best at helping you and your allies deal more of your own damage. The console Fleet Power Network Array has a very powerful clicky. You can use it on yourself or any ally, and it gives the target an up to 12 of their pets, anywhere between 50 and 125% firing cycle haste, scaling off of your aux power. That lasts for 35 seconds. And during that window, it also has a 60% chance once every 3 seconds to give out free copies of Beam Overload, Cannon Rapid Fire, or Torpedo Volley Rank 1. It's a massive firing cycle haste buff, and 35 seconds is a long time for a console clicky to be active, so this is very, very good. The trait Flagship Staffing gives 33% firing cycle haste to any target or targets of command, hull, or shield healing abilities for 10 seconds. It doesn't appear to stack or even refresh, having a cooldown of 30 seconds that starts when it's applied, meaning you're only ever going to get a 1/3 uptime. The only known ability to apply this to multiple targets is the command ability Needs of the Many. If you're only using it on yourself by triggering it when you use a hull heal, then it's a bit like having a second, slightly worse copy of Calm Before the Storm. However, it can also be converted into a buff in a nanny situation, or even for the whole team, using Needs of the Many at a crucial moment. Overall, it's a solid haste trait. The pets are excellent for any ship with a hangar bay, and even if you only ever use the console and trait for yourself, they're still pretty good, with the added upside of being even better in team content. The only downside here is that you probably won't want to actually use the ship itself, and a lot of it is geared towards firing cycle haste, so if you don't care about energy weapons, then you're probably not going to get as much value out of it that way either. It's a great value, if maybe a little unexciting, certainly one of the better ships from the 14th anniversary bundle.